human spirit is one of the most indelible forces in the world. But what do you do when something happens that destroys that spirit? Do you give up? The man in our next story is faced with such adversity, but the way in which he deals with this misfortune can only be described as miraculous. The Golden Knights are the Army's elite skydiving team. They travel all over the world as goodwill ambassadors competing for world titles. In the United States, they can be seen at local air shows demonstrating why they are the best and spreading the word of patriotism. Dana Bowman started his military career in 1981. After joining the Special Forces and becoming a Green Beret, he decided to join the Golden Knights.
To be in the Golden Knights, you have to be one of the elite. We usually have right around 40 people that start out in the Golden Knights, and it works its way down, and maybe only 10 people will make it for that year. It's an honor to be on the Golden Knights. Once a Golden Knight, always a Golden Knight.
The team is famous for their difficult aerial demonstrations. One of the most dangerous maneuvers they perform is called the Diamond Track, which Dana Bowman and his partner Jose Aguillon were masters at.
Two jumpers exit the aircraft have right around 12,500 feet. They fly away from each other with their head-down attitude, similar to an Olympic ski jumper. And they gain speeds of right around 100 to 150 miles an hour. They turn around back towards each other, and they're supposed to cross safely at altitude of right around 35 to 4,500 feet.
After performing this maneuver over 50 times, Dana and Jose were the premier tracking team for the Golden Knights. But on February 6, 1994, all that changed.
We were practicing in Yuma, Arizona, and everything was going great. We did a few jumps prior to that, and we were up on probably doing the last diamond track for us for the day. The track out was great, and the track inbound was going really, really good until we got closer and closer. And I looked up for a split second, and I seen my partner, and he was coming right in towards me. And we ended up colliding into each other at a combined speed of right around 300 miles an hour.
They hit. They hit. My God, they hit. Oh. Oh.
The force of a 300-mile-per-hour mid-air collision knocked Dana out. But luckily, his parachute opened automatically. Unconscious and bleeding, Dana's body floated to the ground.
I did not regain consciousness until 2 days later. I woke up in the hospital. I had no clue what happened, because everything was blank. I remember that instance of almost getting ready to get, to collide. And then, that was it. I was under medication, and I had no clue that I had lost my legs or anybody was killed. What do you think about? What do? Do you have self-pity, bitterness, depression? A lot of them things went through my mind, but I just kind of figured out right there that, this couldn't be too hard. Prosthetic legs.
Dana lost both of his legs, and unfortunately, Jose Aguillon died of his injuries. Miraculously, only 6 days after the accident, Dana attended his partner's funeral and hasn't slowed down since.
I convinced the Pentagon that there was a role for me to play in the military. 5 months later, I made my first skydive, and 9 months later, I re-enlisted back in the military and became the first double amputee to re-enlist.
After making close to 200 jumps as a bilateral amputee, Dana made his last jump as a Golden Knight on August 15, 1996, in Atlanta, Georgia, into the Paralympic Stadium to symbolize the human spirit.
The team jumped, and I was in the center of the star, and it went off so beautifully, and it was just incredible to see disabled athletes all over the world to be there and to start out the whole event. Christopher Reeve was there. It was incredible. It was definitely incredible.
Dana retired from the Army and the Golden Knights in 1996 and is now studying for his bachelor's degree in aviation. In his spare time, he participates in everything from scuba diving to biking. As amazing as all that is, Dana feels he was spared for a purpose and now travels the country spreading the message of the miracle of life.
I think I have my calling now. I know where I'm supposed to be. I love to talk to people. I love to inspire people. And I show people that it's not the disability of a person, it's the ability. If I can do all these things with what happened to me, you know, sure enough, there's a lot of people out there that could use that little boost to continue to drive on. I wasn't ready to quit, and I never have been ready to quit.
Dana's next goal is to break the world record in skydiving. The current record is held by Joe Kittinger, who jumped 102,400 feet in 1960. Dana wants to go 170,000 feet. Dana will be wearing a pressurized suit from NASA and will jump from a gas balloon. To give you the best analogy, he'll be jumping from outer space back into our atmosphere. Dana truly is a miraculous man.